So, Fat Joe has been taking a lot of criticism for something that he stated that was absolutely facts, unquestionable, undeniable facts. But for whatever reason, people are trying to say that Puerto Ricans were not involved or not part of the beginning of hip hop. And I say Puerto Ricans just because hip hop, as everybody in this undisputed, was created in the Bronx. And if you know anything about the Bronx, especially in the 80s or the late 70s or whatever, even to today, the Bronx is little Puerto Rico. Straight like that. Especially back then. Now you see a lot more Dominicans, you see a lot, Ecuadorians, you see a little bit of everything, and whatever, and that's a good thing. But back in the day, you could not go past any street in the Bronx without seeing a Puerto Rican flag hanging from one of the telephone lines, or or tens of 100 Puerto Rican flags on the fire escapes and the windows, and that is, listen, it is what it is. It's undeniable, unmistakable. But furthermore, listen, man, I don't understand where this came from, where this discussion or this debate came from, but it's upsetting. And I'm just
All right, let's stop right there, man. Let's stop right there. Peace, peace. You tuning in. You tuning in to the God. Tuning into God vision right now. You know what I'm saying? Peace. I go under the divine name of El Shalik Sadat Shakim Allah. Peace to the nation of the gods and the earth, otherwise known as the Allah's 5%. All right, y'all just saw there. The brother got his YouTube channel. He go under the name Smolito's Way, SDE. That's the name of his YouTube channel. You know, I'm subscribed to his channel. You know, the brother be having some good points. I watch some of his joints. Like, I watch his joints. Got good viewpoints and stuff like that. But I think he's kind of off point. We're gonna start with the whole hip hop thing with like I said in my last video. If y'all tuned into my last video, I'm gonna say it in specifically to Puerto Ricans, power rules, right? Specifically to my Puerto Rican brothers and sisters. We can't forget the women too. We can't forget the women. Let me, you know what I'm saying? All right. Like I said in my video, he's kind of off point because, again, you gotta understand, right? You gotta understand that no one's taken away from the contributions that Puerto Ricans, specifically Puerto Ricans, out of a whole Latino community, specifically Puerto Ricans. No one's taken nothing. No one can't take nothing away from their contributions to hip hop and hip hop culture. Like I stated in my first video, they were the. You know what I'm saying, they did graffiti. You had graffiti artists that were Puerto Rican. You had MCs that were Puerto Rican. I'm talking about the early 70s. Talking about the early 70s. We're not talking about 80s, 90s. We're talking about early 70s, right? You had, you know what I'm saying, Puerto Ricans that was graffiti artists. You had Puerto Ricans that were MCs, DJs, and breakers doing breakdancing. Had that. You know, you can't take away, he's right in that sense. You can't take away the contributions that they made as far as that is concerned. But we talking about who started hip hop, the origins, like I explained in my last video, the origin, the godfather of hip hop. This is fact. The godfather of hip hop is DJ Kool Herc. His real name is Clive Campbell. He's of West Indian descent, particularly Jamaican. He came to the States, out his own mouth, out of Kool Herc's own mouth. I suggest y'all go to check out, it's on YouTube. May peace be upon him, the God Freedom of Law. Y'all, the world know him as Papa Wu. Check out Papa Wu's documentary on Papa Wu, aka Freedom of Law. And Kool Herc is on it, and he explains that he came to the States at 13 years old. He was 13 when he moved to Sedgwick, between Sedgwick and Cedar Block. Sedgwick is actually Sedgwick, part and self. I forgot that the building's 1560. You know what I'm saying? It's right down the block from River Park Towers. Right down the block. River Park Towers is right up the way from it. River Park Towers. I forgot the junior high school that's connected to River Park Towers. I think it's Roberto Clemente, because you got Roberto Clemente Park, and you got the pool, stuff like that, the swimming pool. So Clive Campbell, last time I checked, was a black man, as far as, because let me explain something. Like I said, Puerto Ricans are black, whether people like it or not, whether they like it or not. Anybody that's walked around the planet Earth with African blood running through their veins, you are black. All right, like I said, I'm gonna do a build because, like I say so-called Hispanic, because there is no such race called Hispanic. There is no such race called Puerto Rican. If you break down the etymology of race and what race means, there is no such race called Puerto Rico. Because from what I understand, right, the word Puerto Rico translated English as rich port or port rich, right? Rich port. There's no such race called rich port. Somebody got to break that down. So is there a such race called rich port? There's no such race as that. All right. So I got to do a whole build on that. So I'm not going to really expound on that because that's a whole totally different build. But what I'm saying is that Kool Herc is the godfather of hip hop. He did the party, according to KRS-One, the party for his sister. I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably a back to school party in 1973 inside his building in the Pamelator room. Now, I don't know if Kool Herc had Puerto Rican friends that came to that party, but I know he was on the Wheels of Steel, as they call the two turntables. Like I said in my last video, if he had any Puerto Rican friends that attended the party at that time, maybe. I wasn't there. I was born 1976. I wasn't there. So I wouldn't know who was the attendees at that party. But what I'm saying is what Fat Joe is saying is off point. There is no 50-50. Because then when you say 50-50, you say simultaneously. When you say 50-50, that's simultaneous. That's moving in unison. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Puerto Rico probably came a year or two later far as being participants, meaning graffiti, breaking, MCing, and DJing. You know what I'm saying? They came, you know what I'm saying? I believe, because I don't use the word believe, because the word believe means you're not sure. You're not sure. You don't know. So I won't say I know this for a fact. I believe that they might have, those brothers, you know what I'm saying, the Power Rules, Puerto Ricans, you know what I'm saying, came probably a year or two later as far as participating. I'm not taking away from their contributions. Yes, they was there in the beginning. Yes, in the 70s, they was there in the beginning. No one's taking that away. But the way Fat Joe explains it is just not factual. The way he's breaking it down is just not factual. That's it. That's all I'm saying. So we're going to get into part 2 of this brother Smolito's Way, SDE, his assessment of this whole thing. We're going to get into part 2. Peace.